Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, salutations to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, this could be an edifying video. I just did this video, but it didn't save for some reason. I don't know why I got the space, but, I'm back here doing it again. Pretty much, it's an incident that happened 2 days ago in D.C. You had two small hats. They got gunned down, man. And even people in the world are saying, yeah, this is a false flag. This is, an attempt to take away the First Amendment, because really that's what they want. They don't want you talking about certain things, man. You got, these different small hats coming out talking about how they need to pretty much stop spreading lies on them, using that G word. Pretty much they need to crack down on social media. Pretty much, they don't want you talking about them small hats, man. Okay, and what Kanye West did with that song, that really opened a lot of people's eyes as well. You can talk about anything else, but you can't talk about them. All right, you had Lil Nas so-called twerking on Satan, and, you can do all kind of evil and wickedness, but you just can't speak about them. So you even got people in the world that's, getting hipped on this shit, and they like, feeling some type of way about it. The Lord put the spotlight on Amalek, man. Okay? And now, as you see right here, Netanyahu is saying free Palestine is the modern day version of saying Hail Hitler, man, on another article I saw. Okay, so, you see right here, it's a new Nazi slogan. So they're about to lump us all in one category, man, because they're already saying that guy that so-called shot them two small hats, they say he shouted free Palestine, and they're calling it a terror attack. And we actually had a guy when we was teaching one time, he walked by the camp and he said free Palestine, man, which we don't support, none of that. We just understand Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is bringing his prophecies to pass, man. He's stirring up World War III. Okay? And none of them belong over there. Okay? But, the fact that somebody walked by the camp and said that, they're gonna, that already tells me, like, yeah, they're gonna just lump us all in that one group, man. Okay? Because people know that all we do is bring out the scriptures, but you got other camps, agents that do certain things to help demonize us, putting up videos talking about they got sticks at camp and, going to the gun range, doing all this shit, which you don't need to be doing that on video, man. You don't need to be bringing those sticks to camp. All right. But also, there's AI videos coming out that you wouldn't even believe is AI unless somebody told you, man. It's videos I'm seeing of guys interviewing women in the streets, and it's all AI. So it ain't gonna be nothing for them to make AI videos of us, and putting words in our mouth, having us saying certain things, because we're about to be demonized, man. We're about to be persecuted. Okay? Let me start off here in John 15. All right, I'm gonna grab the precepts that I brought out. This is John chapter 15, verse 18. If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you, because this world is anti our power. Okay, you got people talking about, the Antichrist. The Antichrist ain't one person, it's a spirit, man. And all of these people are in that spirit of anti our power. Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Okay, but Yahweh Shai was saying, look, the world hated me before it hated you, because we're supposed to be hated. We ain't supposed to be loved. Now, certain demons gonna respect you, but for the most part, people gonna shun you and talk about you behind your back, because we don't do things of the world. We don't smoke weed. We don't, You know, we're not into tattoos. You know, bros ain't, you know, getting dreadlocks. Bros ain't into committing adultery. You know, bros ain't eating pork. You know, we don't do things that this world promotes and pushes, man. Okay, so people will, oh man, something wrong with you, man. You weird. A lot of women won't even want to fuck with you if you ain't a tatted up dreadhead nigga. You know? But it's which that's a good thing, because a wicked woman is given to a wicked man. But it says, if you were of the world would love his own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. So Yahushua was persecuted, demonized, and even after his crucifixion, the church was persecuted, man. That's why you had, I may be wrong, or bro can correct me, I got to look back into it. I think it was James was the first one that was beheaded. And then it says when he saw that it pleased the Jews, he went to get Peter, man. And Peter, got locked up. But guess what? The angel freed him out of there. And some of us will be locked up, man. Because we're in that time where this devil is about to come down with that great wrath, man. Because he know that his time is running out. So once they come down on these so-called protests, these guys, protesting what those small hats doing, saying free Palestine and all that, they're going to come down on us. Okay, they're going to lump us all in that one group, man, as a terror group, as terrorists. Because that's what they're about to start calling, these guys that's saying free Palestine and talking down on the small hats. They're about to label all of us Israelites, they're gonna put us all in one group and label us terrorists, man. But we bring it on, man. But this is Revelation chapter 2 verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So some of us gonna be thrown into these prisons, man. Gonna be locked up. Even some of us gonna be beheaded. Revelation chapter 20 verse 4 speaks on that, man. Some of us gonna be beheaded for not taking the sea help and for not bowing down, man, to Esau, man, not worshiping his image, man, taking that mark. Okay, because really that's what these devils want in their NWO. They don't want no so-called religion. They want to be viewed as the Most High. Okay, so and we're the biggest threat, because they know of our power. They know the men of the Lord, and I'm talking about the elites. I'm not talking about these little guys, Not talking about them, which, Trump, which he's a little guy, but he knows about us. He refers to us as the prophets of doom, man. He hates us, man. And brothers speculate that's Nero, man, and it makes sense. I'm not gonna speak too much on it, but it, when you look at what, things Nero did, it makes all the sense in the world. That's him. Okay, but one of the things Nero did do is blame the burning of Rome on the Jews. So Trump got a hatred. He got a hatred for the prophets, man. Okay? And once again, that's why he referred to us as the prophets of doom. And he knows what's going to happen once them small hats do an attack on Iran. He knows that's World War III. Because the U.S. going to jump in, and that's the fulfillment of Jeremiah, the 50th chapter. The least of the flock shall draw them out, man. Okay? So, we're in that time where we're about to be heavily persecuted, man. Heavily demonized. Okay? But guess what? When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord gonna lift up that standard. So we ain't tripping. You know, we ain't tripping, man. We like, hey, bring it on, Esau. Hurry the fuck up and start dragging your fucking feet, bitch. Alright? Because our Lord gonna turn up, man. Soon as you come down, soon as you start grabbing brothers, locking brothers up, you know, threatening brothers, hey, the Lord gonna lift up that standard. Okay? And that's when you gonna have to unleash all your hidden technology, man. You gonna have to bring out them robots, you know, them drones, them robot dogs. You gonna have to bring all that shit out. Alright? Let me grab this in the book of Acts. Like I say, not a long video, you know. Not a long video, but it happened in the past, man. In the book of Acts, it speaks about, I believe it mentioned Claudius had kicked the Jews out of Rome. Something like that, because you had, you know, believers pushing the word, man. And they got tired of it, man. And they tired of it today. That's why they about to bring a total censorship, man. A total lockdown, which is taking away the First Amendment. You ain't gonna have no freedom of speech no more. Okay? But this is Acts chapter 14, verse 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith. And that's what we do. We exhort brothers. Keep fighting. Whatever you go through, get up. Take it on the chin. A just man falls 7 times, yet he rise up again. Keep going. Keep fighting. Keep enduring. Okay? And that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High. So we got to go through that straight gate, man. It ain't going to be easy. It wasn't easy for our Lord Yahushua, man. He prayed for another way. But, you know, he stood up. He said, you know what? You know, hey, whatever your will is, you know, to the Father. And he endured it, man. And that's why we here today, not exterminated as a people, and got this truth again, got the names of our power, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, and got all we need for salvation, man. You know, all because of what he did. So that time is really here. You know, they've been doing things behind the scenes to bring that crackdown, to bring that pressure. All right. But just a quick video, Lord willing, it was edifying. With that, I'm going to say shalom.